Thank you for joining me on Heart Night. But then again, isn't every night Heart Night? When I watch this later, I'll be like, yeah, you did have some trouble getting that out of your mouth. Getting that out of your mouth. Some combinations of words are tricky. I'm going to tell you, hey. I'm going to tell you something. You arrived at a perfect time. I'm going to tell you something for the third or fourth time about myself that you likely don't know. Years ago, decades, when I would have a burger at a diner, I would make an S on the meat on the meat circle. There you go. See, I have to admit, I'm a little bit. Speaking of eating, stomach, this, whatever. I was like, not too long before this, my tummy did something. I was kind of fighting it for. I mean, I ate like 2.5, whatever, something hours ago because I didn't want to, eat too soon before this and whatnot, right? And today, the combination of what I had, just after a while, it started doing some stuff, and I was like, oh, cramping. It's like, all right, well, we're okay. We're okay. We're okay. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. It's like, oh no, we'll go to the bathroom. Let's pop open this baking soda. Let's make this water room temperature-ish, so better for the tummy, supposedly, maybe. Let's put some in there. Okay. All right, moving along. Listen. Oh. We're 7:45. I might be late. And that's okay. Because I've done a bunch of these and I've been right on time. And if you had to wait, sorry, not to be disrespectful, 5, 10 minutes, 15, whatever. I got here. I'm here right now. So I could say more, but I'll save it for a little later. Let me sing. Yeah. What am I going to sing? You'll find out. And you might go, yeah, I forgot that song, or never heard that song before. Don't want to hear it again. Or that was fantastic. I've been searching for you. I heard a cry within my soul. I've never had a yearning quite like this before. Now here you are, walking right through my door. All of my life, where have you been? I wonder if I'll ever see you again. And if that day comes, I know we could win. I wonder if I'll ever see you again. A sacred gift of heaven. For better, worse, whatever. And I would never let somebody break you down until you cry. Never all of my life. Where have you been? I wonder if I'll ever see you again. And if that day comes, I know we could win. I wonder if I'll ever see you again. I've always known upon your throne, without a king, my love forever. All of my life, where have you been? I wonder if I'll ever see you again. And if that day comes, I know we could win. I wonder if I'll ever see you again. All of my life, where have you been? I wonder if I'll ever see you again. And if that day comes, I know we could win. I wonder if I'll ever see you again. 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 Maybe, maybe not. But if I don't, we had that thing, so nice. I had one of those moments while I was doing that, and it was like, just keep going, just keep going, like shit. Because it's not a shit. It's a serendipitous artistic accident choice. That was a rare, more modern song that I just sung, which at this point is like, it's like, it might be from 2001. That was Mr. Lenny Kravitz, who has an album coming in the not too distant future. I heard him yakking about it at the Grammys, a little interview bite, saying it's like, yeah, it's gonna be really young and really sexy, and all that and everything. You know how Lenny Kravitz can be. He's a really cool cat. He's just living life, man. Making tunes like that. He was a part of the recent list that was released related to nominations for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And to be real, as this happened over time, like with this list, there are people that aren't necessarily rock and roll, and they deserve to be in a Hall of Fame, and they might end up in a hip hop Hall of Fame or music Hall of Fame or pop music, or they already are, or whatever. But it was called rock and roll. I don't want to get into it too much, but some people have said this, and I agree. It's like, change the name, make it the popular music Hall of Fame, or I don't know, some shit like that. Because sometimes words can strengthen, weaken, and are confused, so choose them wisely. Yes, it can be pedantic, semantic, whatever, whatever, yada, yada, yada. But you know what I'm saying. Ah, I've got the window open, just a little crack. It's smooth. Yeah, less smooth. And I've got things to prove. This time last night I was a pissed dude because, well, I was having a interaction with a individual of mental deficiency. I dealt with them before months and months ago with one of their little kind of things, and it's like, there's a which song is it? Moving Out. The Billy Joel song Moving Out, and it's like the part with it. You should never argue with a crazy mama. You ought to know by now. And sometimes you get in there and you're just like, why am I continuing this with this person? I'm trying to I'm trying to explain to them the error of their way. Make my points. Let's do it for a little while. Then it's like, fuck it. I'm not going to go too deep into this, but it's like, yeah, this person became the first victim of my phone's blocking feature. Yeah. Maybe at some point, I'll decide, you know what? I'll unblock them, but I don't think so. Because it's like there's only so much bullshit I can take from people. I've dealt with so much so much bullshit with people over time that it's like, sorry, I'm annoyed about this and this, and then I want to just have a conversation. And like, what? Okay, I'm hungry. All right, I'm gonna go. How are you? No, but really, really, I see it on your face. Tell me. No pressure. Nice. That's what's planned to be sung next. But first, this message sponsored by my mobile device and my mind. What a combination. Hey, I'm illuminated and spooky. Oh, as you know, I'm not being rude. I'm just doing what I do. Wait, hold on. Cooperate with me, anus.
Ribs and dick by the end of it, you know. Catching the load. Brain surgery.
Yeah. Not sure what you picked up, what you got from it, what you didn't. I don't know. But I shared it and I can't take it back. Ooh. How about another song? Yes, yes. Okay, thanks. And in case you're wondering if anything goes awry here, I'm wearing a diaper. I will sooner shit myself than leave this stream. Isn't that comforting and reassuring? I think it is. I do. Actually, the more I think about that, that's not very fair to myself. To you, it's like whatever. I'm doing what I'm doing, whatever. It's like my prostate could be on fire, and as long as like I endure it and do what you or one or two, whoever else shows up for this fuquera, it's like fine. But some extra info that you may not want to know, that Lenny Kravitz song, it was like one of those things where he put out the greatest hits. And when artists do greatest hits, at times they, throw in like a new track or two, to sweeten it up. And that was one of those. And it ended up being a hit. So when he does another greatest hits, that'll like be on it. Like Billy Joel has had like 2 volumes of greatest hits. That's a lot of hits. Holy shit. What are your sources of income, if you don't mind me asking? Wow, that's an interesting question that you're asking me here with this. My sources of income? The fact that I'm lucky to a degree, but not lucky because of some family stuff. Though it's not, right now I have $8 in my bank account. And in my PayPal, I'm being transparent right now. Right now I have $68 in my PayPal. If it wasn't for you, I might be fucking dead, honestly, because of people in my family that like kind of forget about me, assume things, this or that, the other thing, because I don't want to get too much into this. This is kind of like, well, it's just you, nobody else. But if I see somebody else pop up, whatever it is. But as I alluded to back in the last summer when this, that, the other thing was going on, I attempted to get disability, because I should have gotten disability like a decade or so ago when I was dealing with this or that. And then, because sometimes it can be hard to reach out to get certain things, and people will assume that, oh, you get money because you're disabled. Like I used to get on the bus years ago, and guys like, oh, where's your card? Because it's like, oh, I don't. And so when I had to do this or that, and they were gonna like, possibly take care of, doing those things, it didn't happen. It was like, oh, I don't need disability because I'm creating, and like, other people make money off of YouTube and do this or that, a bunch of years ago. I'm going to do that. And I am fortunate to have certain support from my family. I don't want it, even though it's not as good as it could be or should be, but it's like what it is. I'm not drinking, doing drugs, effing up like other people I've known that have gone through less than I have, because I've known people that are dead from drugs or ended up in prison because of trauma. And I've gone through, not to shit on them, but just more probably likely. And so, stuff was going on. So it was like, all right, still working on this, trying to get this to expand and increase because other people make money off of this. And it's like, I don't have a dog. I don't have kids. I don't have a car. I don't have debt from college. So it's like, why can't I reasonably earn a reasonable amount of money? Well, it's like in life, there's how you want things to be, and then there's actually how they are, reality. And so it's like they don't mesh at times. And so call it being naive, call it like whatever, this or that, but it's like, I got to do what makes me happy. And this is what makes me happier. And it ain't working. And so it's like, I had to do what I did with the disability thing, but it's like, I don't have a car. There are no buses nearby. And it was like overwhelming, and I had to mail this and that. And I was like, I can't, there's no, and so it's like sitting over there. So it's like, I don't have disability. Should have got it when I was in New York. So when I moved to where I am in the South, it could have, should have been transferred, and it wasn't because people didn't follow through to help me with certain things. Because there's only so much that people can do on their own when it comes to issues that they have. And then it was like me trying to sign up for SNAP, to get food support. And then on the phone through a thing, I signed up, and then there was a call for the interview, and then I went to the mailbox, and I missed the interview, and then the blah blah blah, and the blah blah, and then everything worked out a little bit, and then you helped, this person helped, and it was like, oh, we're doing what we're doing, we're fine. It's like I'm just rambling. So it's like that's like the longer short of it. It's like I've made the effort. I remind people to fucking help me out, because it's not like I'm just some guy that's a squeegee guy. Got over 1,400 videos. I do what I do. I'm not trying to get wealthy off of this. I'm not a person that's made for like being a big earning money guy. I'm here to do what I do. This is just, if people want to hire me as a fitness coach, I've been doing Alignable for almost a year, interacting with people. I'm Sam Howard, fitness coach, whatever, this or that, and talking with people, and some people are interested and they don't follow through, they don't follow up, and then it's like, and then other people have their heads half or completely up their ass, and it fucking sucks. But that's and then I do this and I put it out there to remind people to, help me out, support me, just to, so I can like eat, so I'm in a good enough mood, and like, and do what I got to do, and feel like people give a shit. And you're great about that. I might be fucking dead if it wasn't for you, because it's like, I got all these people in my family, and it's like, you would think, hey, you know what? It's Valentine's Day. I don't mind venting and pouring my heart out or whatever. It's fine. I'm going to do that. Why not? I'm transparent. You would think with somebody like me that has no fucking criminal history, no drug and alcohol history, not having to hit up family members to pay off gambling debts and all that kind of shit, or like, a history of violence or any kind of stuff like that. You would think somebody like me with my gifts and talents and what I offer to this world, that more people, whether it's through here or family, whatever, would make a fucking effort. So when I'm pissed off or I get upset, or it's like, I made the video back in September where, in a kind of reasonable way, I kind of called people out on kind of not helping me out. I didn't go off like I do when I get on my mobile device and I have to really go off, because that's what keeps me healthier. Like I've done it for years, going off. Yeah. Let me read what you're saying here. Ooh, whoops. Yikes. Whoops. No, I don't want to hide that. I don't want to do that. Okay. No, I can't get too much into that, because it's like, then I'll really start going off, because it's like, it's maybe some of my family members like secretly watch this or whatever, but I don't, I can't, it doesn't feel appropriate for me to get too into it, because if I really get into it, I'll probably put in something, maybe right after this or tomorrow, whatever, it'll turn into an essay on my Patreon, because it's like that way, like only people that are paying me will read it, because those are people like you or the other person that like gives a fuck. Maybe I'll call it, I'm paying for this shit, being transparent about, my family. And I'll just, there's a guy, I think he's like Norwegian. Oh, I think his name is Ove. I don't know what it is, but a bunch of years ago, he like made a name for himself for like, writing about his life and his family and like his pain and struggles. It was like, the name of like his book was kind of similar to, I think it was like the same or similar to like the Hitler book, but it was like mine, whatever. But yeah, he he alienated various people, because it's like, there's so much, the stories that I have, the absolute fucked up shit, the absolute bullshit. I mean, it's like I just glossed over it. I didn't want to get too deep into about specifically the situation with the person last night who I was an acquaintance I thought was kind of a friend that I gave him a chance and was like, done. So it's like that's how it is with my family. I mean, really. It's Valentine's Day. I'm speaking from the heart. I could tell. I had the stories that I have. It's like I don't have to use names. You know, I mean, I told a story years ago on the channel about, my ex, and I made it like it was like a former friend of mine. And I remember seeing somebody commenting, you're like, oh, what a like a whore or something, like, God, like I hope your friend is, she's whatever. I hope your friend's doing better. And I laughed. I was like, oh, it's hilarious, because it was like a shitty, painful story about, like, what happened with me and my ex at the end of the relationship. Is like embarrassing, like painful shit. But I was like, let me get it out there. Let's see what happens. But I just won't say it's me. Good luck finding it. It would be hard for me to find. It's from like years ago. But having that response from someone was kind of like, because I can write and I've lived life and I have the stories to share. I mean, literally. But the thing is, it's like, it's hard to, it's hard for me, and I've done it a lot. I did it today, but it's hard to consistently push yourself to do certain things, even though I'm better at than most, when people don't get it. And not everyone can get everything about everyone. People can't expect. A lot of people in society are very entitled, and they think, well, I should, listen, I've earned better. Ideally, in this world, you got to earn, deserve. I've earned, I've worked, and I've suffered for better. But life is not about how you want it to be necessarily. It's about how it actually is. And on that note, I'm gonna stop rambling about this. That was a good that felt kind of cathartic. I didn't get into too much nitty gritty. I censored myself, but it's like I gotta. This is why, what I do, all the things of, eating right, exercising, working out, creating, because I've gone through a lot of shit, a lot of trauma, man. I mean, really. Maybe you've seen stuff. People know some stuff here and there. There's stories and shit from years ago, and I haven't shared everything. Nor necessarily should I share everything, but maybe I will, and maybe, haha, I'll actually get paid for it. That's the idea, because as I've said before, when I was in a place, because I was going through a really tough time close to 9 years ago, a person who really, really should have handled things better said to me, nobody cares about your life story. Nobody. Maybe me and a couple of nice people here, but nobody cares about your life story. And I'm like, oh, next time. Really, there's a quick little story. Where that happened, you might have an idea, or you may not, or you might wonder, but we'll just leave it at that. Okay, moving along. No. So to even more directly answer your point, nobody in my family directly earns to be invited to any of my motherfucking live streams. Uh-oh. Okay. And so if clandestinely they're watching right now, and I can't see them because they're watching this and they're not subscribed to my channel and being supportive in like a attached, detached way, truth hurts. People don't like to be lied to, but they often can't handle the truth. That's for damn sure. Was I just a little too real? Oh, well. All that. My friend and your friend. Very essential. You know what that is. A gargle. One more. Oh, and one last thing, because it's from the heart. I'm sharing things. Um, there are like maybe like three or so whatever layers of my family, and there's only one person in my family that, out of a courtesy, that I respond to every 10 to 14 days a text from them. Interesting. Interesting. And once again, you might be thinking, well, what did you, I'm just me. I don't know. Maybe it's like, maybe it's like some sort of like a very hidden racism. I'm adopted because I don't look like people in my family. And some people in my family will be like, oh my God, what are you talking about? What do you mean? What are you, oh, listen, people throughout my life have treated me a certain way because, like, it's like, oh, you look like a terrorist. Oh, you look like a terrorist. All these different kinds of things. So it's like to say absolutely, about various things where various people that it's not the case is a crock of shit. Because there are a lot of people that are pussies and use excuses for things, but sometimes certain things are a certain way for actual, like, real reasons. And some people just don't want to admit it because it's too painful to admit the truth. But it's not so much of that, any racism kind of hidden thing. It could be whatever it is, but it's like, I don't know, jealousy that I don't know that I'm talented, that I sing better than them, that I've done modeling. I don't know that I don't know. Who the fuck knows with people? I'll be goddamned if I fucking know, whether it's through here or like with, my familial connections. Cause it's like, yeah. Okay. Explained semi-disabled, please. Here, if you don't want to. Well, I'll just explain. You asked. Okay, so this is a special body knowledge live stream podcast sharing time since we're here. So I use a cane. So I started having issues walking in 2006, around the time right after got to the end of my bodybuilding competitive career. I started walking weird, in particular because I had a knee injury too, but it just kind of coincided. And then time goes by, I was walking weird, and people be like, well, why do you walk like that? Oh, it's because of my knees, because, working out for years, whatever. And then it started getting worse as years went by. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm having really trouble walking. Like, I'm afraid of falling down the stairs. My old gym was a long flight of stairs, and I had to slow it down. I mean, the fact that I didn't fall down stairs once or multiple times, or I'm not in a wheelchair, is like amazing. Because there are times I wanted to throw myself down the stairs. We'll leave it. You get what I'm saying, etc., etc. And so eventually, I went to orthopedist. And he was like, well, your knees are okay. It's not your knees, it's your hips. I'm like, okay. And, and then, health insurance, whatever, because I had health insurance at the time. It's around 2011. And I was working a conventional job then in a fitness center and a community center. And so I got the call from that orthopedist for me to get my MRIs or whatever. And the woman told me, oh, and he's going to refer you to a neurologist. And I'm like, neurologist? What the hell? That old lady at my job, that annoying old lady, was like, she would say, do you have MS? To my coworker, does he have MS? Because if you have MS, I know. I'm like, I don't. It's my knee. What would? Was she? Do I have MS? He's like, was she right? So I go to this neurologist. It was the winter of 2011, or I don't know, something like that. Tested MRIs, tested for stuff. Springtime, more tests. Summertime, more tests. Nothing's coming up. Around Thanksgiving, the last test, I show up. He says, I'm not any smarter this time. I mean, maybe we could send you to the hospital in, Manhattan and get a spinal tap. And I'm thinking, I don't need a spinal tap. Yeah. And so I like accepted that, like, I walk weird, I got this issue, I can still train my legs, I'm going to the gym. And of course, when you're dealing with like the kind of assholes that are in New York, especially in Staten Island, especially in gyms, some of them will be pieces of shit. And the fact that I didn't end up like, murdering one of them or like breaking their jaw and ending up getting locked up with, a couple of things, the things that ended up happening. I mean, I've got stories and they're all true. If I make up a story, it's like because I'm being creative or trying to be funny. But when I'm being sincere like this, they're true. I ain't lying. I swear on my testicles. And no, I don't want to be transgender. When I went to the neurologist, he was like, his physician's assistant, she was this overweight woman with an eye patch. So in the movie of my life or whatever, that would make people laugh because it's like, so eye patch. And he's like, have you ever done steroids? Because muscles and like, some of the issues with the symptoms of what they're noticing. I'm like, no, I swear my testicles. They didn't laugh. But so it was like, I mean, and then when I ended up in the hospital because I was really suffering badly in 2015, when people are around people that aren't able to show they care, can't deal with their own stuff, XYZ, without going too deep into it, life is about luck. Who are you around? Location, whether it's real estate or your life situation. And, it's like, I have the analogy of like, if you don't take a shit often enough, it gets dangerous and toxic. When it comes to emotions, getting stuff out here, like if I hadn't done the things that I've done for like thousands of hours and for the last years and years, I'd be, forget about the tummy stuff with this. I would have bleeding ulcers or I'd be not here or something, right? And so I ended up in a place because like things were really tough and I was fighting and I was making good decisions and I was like, there's only so much you can do. And so that's where they told me, the doctor that says, nobody cares about your life story, that one. He goes, he mentioned a word, a title. I was like, well, what? He scared the shit out of me because it was a scary sounding word. I can't even remember what he said. He says, they didn't tell you, because it had been like 2 or 3 years since I went to get all those tests. The neurologist, all that. He goes, they didn't tell you. There's no medical reason why you move like that. It's caused by trauma, depression, anxiety, and it's too late. And then he dramatically walked out of the room because he was a fucking a drama queen. He was a former successful stage actor who went back to school to become a psychiatrist. And you think my family didn't think I was crazy? No, like really, like I'm fucking not joking. Like really, he was like this 6'6" guy. It's like you can look him up. It's like he practices in Connecticut now. Psychiatrist, okay, the big reveal. That's what that is. Named Dr. Twist. When I got my spot fund and my GoFundMe going, I thought, you know what? He knows I'm creative. He had a creative flair, all that kind of stuff. I mean, he probably should have become a lawyer or like stayed in acting or something, because I'm not saying he was completely useless as a therapist, but the way he handled some of the shit. But he redeemed himself. But his partner is the one that really kind of fucked up. But we won't go into that story. But yeah, I sent him, and I probably have said this before, I sent him a message like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And I put the link to my GoFundMe. Because you never know. I mean, he's living in Connecticut, he's probably got a husband that makes good money. He makes good money, whatever, right? You never know. Maybe he's seen it and he's ignored it, or maybe it got swallowed up in all of his messages. I don't know. But I can say that I sent it. And no, he did not send me any money, obviously, in case you haven't figured that out. But let me sing. This is really good. I feel I'm poor. I'm getting this stuff out. I'm sharing it with you, and it's just you here. Unless people are clandestine, and that could be the case. But if I saw like a second or third person here, fourth, there are 5 people here. Let me not stop sharing. Whatever. Because you actually give a fuck. You actually show up. You know. I mean, one is better than none. But it's like, man, wouldn't it be great if there were like more? Because it's like, once again, it's that E word. I've earned it. I've earned it. I could go on and on, but let me sing, because that's what I can do. Jeez.
More sales. That's what happened.
53? Make it 55. You got a deal.
Commerce PH.
Share my life, take me for what I am, 'cause I'll never change all my colors for you. Take my love, I'll never ask for too much. Just all that you are and everything that you do. I don't really need to look very much further. I don't wanna have to go where you don't follow. I won't hold it back again. This passion inside can't run from myself. There's nowhere to hide. Don't make me close one more door. I don't wanna hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you dare, or must I imagine you there? Don't walk away from me. I have nothing, nothing, nothing if I don't have you. You see through right to the heart of me. You break down my walls with the strength of your love. I never knew love like I've known it with you. Will a memory survive? Ooh, one that I can hold on to. I don't really need to look very much further. I don't wanna have to go where you don't follow. I hold it back again. There's passion inside. I can't run from myself. There's nowhere to hide. Your love I remember forever. But don't make me close one more door. I don't wanna hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you dare, or must I imagine you there? Don't walk away from me. I have nothing, nothing, nothing. Don't make me close one more door. I don't wanna hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you're there, or must I imagine you there? Don't walk away from me. Don't you dare walk away from me. I have nothing, nothing, nothing. If I don't have you, if I don't have you. That's pretty good. Oh, ooh, my butt is a little numb. That rhymes and it's true. Gotta move my tushy a little bit. Ooh. Hey, what the heck? Give me a second. I'm gonna do something here. Bear with me. You can see me. I see you. I'm not John Cena. I know this might be boring for you because you've done it, because you get it. But whoever the other, there's a second person last I saw. Maybe this will, whoops. Maybe this will, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Let's get rid of that. Let's put that there. 1 second. Before I do that, I do this. But I don't brush my hair. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I agree with you. I mean, could I have done it better? But it's what it is. Did I do better than many others? Yeah. I heard Billy Joel recently say that for the most part, when he recorded and he would listen to the playback, he would just not like his voice and just think, somebody else should sing it. And with his latest single, he's like, I didn't not like it. And I'm thinking like, fucking Billy, come on. Yeah, I get it to a degree, but it's like you're kind of humble bragging. Because it's like, there's some songs of his that are just like, I can't think of many other people that could sing it. Like one that comes to mind that I've been working on, trying to sing a nice version of it for Patreon. Look out for it. You know, it's coming. You know what? I've done it on here, but it was like, is leave a tender moment alone. Man, let me tell you something. Billy was in love, inspired, and his testosterone must have been soaring. Like, I mean, that's a guy who for a while had been smoking cigarettes and that kind of talent in his lungs on that fucking song. Holy shit. Because it's like, I don't smoke. And it's like, I feel like on certain parts of the song, like I'm choking, you know? And I don't even know if that time he was like working with a vocal coach or whatever. It's like fucking like, holy shit. But the point is, or the additional point that I'm adding to this is that when I check out the playback, when I've done certain things with singing, whatever, right? It's like, damn, that's fucking good. Or, you know, it's what it is. I know my value. One of the great moments of my life, not that you asked, because I was in choir, but I also was in this the group called Madrigals, which I kind of got. Did I have to audition for that? But this is when I was in, you know, grammar school. Mr. Weissman, he was there with me. He's like, and by the way, Mr. Weissman, still there at this school, Staten Island Academy. He's like got like almost like a Mr. Holland's Opus kind of situation, you know. He's like the music and the theater teacher, but he's been there for like, I don't know, 30 something years at this point. And he was like, I'm gonna play this melody. Can you sing this back to me? And I sang it back, and his face lit up, and he goes, You sing like an angel, and all the shit, all the fucked up shit, this, that I've gone through, I can kind of remember that or think of that or whatever. And yeah, you know, because it's hard for a lot of people to give, others that are deserving of it praise. Some people get an embarrassment of riches where it's like, oh, people, or like, that's an ass. And it's kind of like, they kind of embarrass themselves or whatever. Maybe they, whatever it is. But, some of the little people like me, you want a little bit more, some acknowledgement, because, it kind of gives you that little lift, that buzz to know that it's like, I know what I do, but it's like, it's not good to always want people to tell you you're great. And, in this society, a lot of people do that. And some people with not that much talent, they get it. And it's just the way of the world. But some people like it, people like me, they could use a little bit more of it, because it's like, but, that's life isn't always suffering, but that kind of is a bit of suffering. A lot of life can be discomfort, and it's resistance, and without resistance you can't get stronger. But too much resistance too soon, too often, can lead you to be sick and or injured. That's whether it's weights or like, lack of kindness and this or that, right? It's like, God, this stuff I'm putting out some stuff tonight, hey? Okay, let's move along. I'm gonna sing. I like this song, and unfortunately, there's not a version of it where the vocal isn't underneath, but whatever. I can't see you. So right now, do you just walk weird? No, well, the thing is like I walk better than I did years ago because of the nature of stuff. It's an amazing thing how venting, when you vent and you do therapy and you get things out, and whatever, maybe my diet or whatever it is too, I move better than I did. But it's still like, if I use this as like a faux wheelchair in my apartment because I live by myself and I don't want anything to happen. And when I do kind of walk, I'll have this with me and I'll force myself to just have it in my hands, but I won't use it to walk, because it's like, in case something happens where I tip or whatever, I can catch myself. But, I walk better than I did years ago, but still because of, it's a thing with me with changing directions, it gets really stiff and weird. So it's like, I'm not going to be some sort of proud person where there's a woman who actually uses like a motor scooter, and I've seen her pulling up to get her groceries out. And, she looks like she's just gonna, she has a dog, she's holding bags and she looks like she's gonna fall. And I'm just looking down, I'm thinking like, she should have a cane with her. Cause it's like, she falls. I don't think she's gonna enjoy that. But some people have a certain level of pride where it's like, oh, I don't need a cane. I'm not gonna this, I'm gonna do this or do that. It's like, hubris is a human thing, and it can lead to like shit that doesn't need to happen. I mean, like when I lived at the old house where I years ago started doing these videos, I realized that, let me not like go from using a cane to being a wheelchair. So I'm just going to like sit on the stairs and hold on to the rail and go down them like a little kid and go up them. No chair lift because of XYZ, right? Whatever, fine. But I'm going to make it safer for myself. You got to adapt. I mean, there's a reason why my knees look like this. I've got like kind of knee pads, but for years I've kneel walked because, like at my old gym and this or that, like, you lower your center of gravity because there's so many people that are so distracted, where like in certain kind of situations, when I'm in my apartment moving the weights around, then I put my weights on here. If I'm going to the other room to set something up, because when I'm static and in position. Like I can stand up right now and like, oh, look like I'm just fine. But if I'm walking or I gotta like stop and change direction, then you'll be like, oh, well, like be careful, it's a thing, adapting. I mean, but yeah, so I mean, so I started a long time ago doing the kneel walking thing. When it would look weird in my old gym. One guy at my gym, I didn't tell this story, but he was like, I think he was schizophrenic, and he was imagining I said certain things about him, and I kind of said something, but it wasn't much of anything, and the music was loud, and I had my head turned, and he was like paranoid, and because I was waiting for something, a rack to use, and I had some of my things there, but I wasn't going to argue with him. Like he was like there, and go ahead. He was one of those guys who went to the gym like 4 or 5 days a week for years, and he was a fat fuck. And he had eyes popping out, which might be an indicator of like, using lithium or who knows, whatever. I mean, not to be a total prick, but, people have issues. It's not the question of a person having issues, but it's a question of how a person handles it. And so in any case, I was just like getting tired of being at that gym with different shit that had happened and this or that. This is right before the end of me being there. And I'm talking to this guy about something else or whatever. And he comes over and goes, he's like, yo, I'm done over here. And he goes, I got these on. You think I didn't hear nothing? He's like, yo, be a man. And I'm like, what? Literally, all I said about the guy to this other guy a distance away was, oh, I was going to use the rack over there, but he came over and I just told him and he just looked at me like this. And I was like, whatever. That was it. That was it. And this guy was thinking I was talking shit about him. And I was like, I happened to be on the ground on my knees for stability, kind of gathering up my things, because he was a crammed, tight sort of gym, and I didn't want to trip or fall and like, whatever. I'll walk on my knees. It's good for core stability anyway. And it may look weird to some people, but fucking people. And so he goes, I said, what are you talking about? He says, what? Let's talk about it. And I was like behind a leg press, like a vertical leg press, kind of like, so it was like there's something between us and he was on the other side. And he goes, nah, I don't talk to a man that's on his knees. And I'm like, and I stood up, I'm like, I'm standing now. And he starts walking, he just looks at me and just starts walking away. He's like, you're walking away from me. I wasn't going to charge him or hit him or any of that kind of, I wasn't going to get hurt or go to jail or any of that kind of shit or whatever. I stood my ground. I just stood right there as he walked away. And then it turned into what it turned into. And then it was like, you know what? I'm fucking done with this place. What a bunch of pieces of shit. I deserve to be in a better environment. And interestingly enough, it was like, that was my home away from home where I changed. And then months later, I found out that the home where all those old videos was getting sold. And that transition. But boy, is that a story that'll be shared. Look out for it. This coming summer, 5 years ago, how I almost lost my mind and or died when I was like living in a hotel for 3 months because of like all that. Anyway, things you're learning. Damn it, it's almost 9 o'clock. I don't want to go too far over, even though, whatever, who cares? It's not like it's close to midnight, but I don't want to keep you too long and like, whatever, this is what this is. Do I even need to sing another song? Yeah, I do, because I kind of like this song. Kind of is nice. I like it. And I sing it well because it's a female song and I'm singing in that kind of register that's a little up there and it's a challenge and I like it and whatever. So the last song I sang, which was, that was the Whitney Houston song, like the male key version, piano, just piano, right? That's from the legendary soundtrack of the movie The Bodyguard from 1992. And as I said before, the other one was from the 2000, whatever. And this next song is from the 70s. No, no, that's not what I want. No, no. Damn you, don't do that to me. Whoa. And now we got a karaoke it. No, it was there for a second. Don't be afraid. I'm a professional. Sun goes down on a silky day. Quarter moon walking through the Milky Way. Oh, you and me, baby. We could think of something to do. It's the right time of the night. The stars are waking above. It's the right time of the night for making love. No use talking when the shadows fall. Not birds calling and it says it all. Oh, you and me, baby. We could think of something to do. Ooh, it's the right time of the night. The stars are waking above. It's the right time of the night for making love. I got you and you got me. Tell you that's the way that mama always said should be. I'll be cruel, you be kind. You'll be bad if you don't mind. It's the right time of the night. The stars are waking above. It's the right time of the night for making love. It's the right time of the night. The stars are waking above. It's the right time of the night for making love. It's the right time of the night. The stars are waking above. It's the right time of the night for making love. Ooh. Yeah. Hey, I lost you. 0. I'm not a 0, but I see 0. You fell asleep? What did I do? Ooh. My ex-GF said I relaxed her, and then she dissed me and dismissed me. Go figure. Hey, look at that. For some reason, it says that. That's weird. It shows that I'm live, but the thumbnail is from my. It's a thumbnail from my latest video, my short. That's weird. What's up with that? Anyway, I would sing another song or two, but godly. I watched an interview last week with a guy named Kevin Godley. And interestingly enough, he was in a group with a guy named Lowell. I just saw LOL. Lowell, which is, certain parts in England, short for Lawrence, in case you didn't know. But they were in a group called 10cc, and they were together a duo, Godley and Cream. And 10cc is famous for the song, I'm not in love, so don't forget it. It's just a silly phase I'm going through, etc. The things we do for love, like walking it. And but Godley and Cream, the duo, they went on to become like big time music video directors. Their most famous, or one of their most famous, is they directed the video for Every Breath You Take. Every. So yeah, he has it was like an album out where he kind of, had people send music to him, and he, did the things and whatever. And a Jewish English chap, yeah, really good interview, good at talking, intelligent guy, the kind of guy that I would like to have a chat with. It's like I watch podcasts and I see people that have done things that are quite intelligent and talented and interesting, and I'm like, I'm one of those people. I know, here I go again, all this fucking guy. I want to talk to some people like that. It could be you. But yeah. But hey, so I'm not going to keep you any longer. I mean, if you beg, I'll sing another song, a Bryan Adams song. Because actually, I feel pretty good. And like, it's like, as Morrissey has said, it's like, the tradition in Los Angeles is to have people come over. I'm doing a fucking that's a horrible Marcy accent. Maybe some of the day I could do a better one. But he talked about, people coming over and getting around a piano and singing a song. If you have someone come over that sings, he's like, it's very good for your stomach. Like, hey, the Mauser, he says a lot of crazy sort of shit, but there's, absolute ain't so cute. There are not many people in this world that everything about what they say and do is shitty and wrong. Obviously, he's got the music and certain things he said that people don't like that are controversial, but he made a nice point, because it's like, there's been no cramping and weird stuff like, I think I might have to. I forgot. Not I might have to use the diaper, right? Okay, I'm gonna sing this song because I'm actually gonna go with it like I'm thinking of it. Even though you're accommodating, you're like, whatever you want, bro. I like that. Whatever you want, bro. Not like, I think I think it's like, bro, I think it's enough. Let's knock it on the head, okay? Won't you save it for next time? You're not some middle-aged grouch or some old fuck that's cranky that, like, has got to, like, go to sleep. You got energy. You got that youth, as far as I know, unless you've lied about your age. You never know. I had written down that I was going to sing Pearl Jam's Alive, but I just overrode that because my vibe of this or that, my mind, when I started doing a little rehearsal look through of it, I was like, with the lyrics, because sometimes when you really know what's going on behind a song, you see the lyrics. With someone like me, that I was like, because here's the thing, it's like, I don't know if you know this, I'm adopted, and the song Alive, it's not about adoption. What the fuck was that? Did you hear that shit? Goddamn. Whoa. I don't know if the story behind Alive, I'm going to tell you, unless you type real quick. I know the story behind Alive, Pearl Jam's Alive. But the story behind Pearl Jam's Alive is Eddie Vedder, when he was 12, 13, whatever, in that age range, he had a mother and father. And his mother told him that he needed to speak with him and tell him something. And he found out that the man he thought was his daddy was not. And the man who was his dad was dying of multiple sclerosis. And he might have, I can't recall the whole story, may have met him like in the past and he thought he was like a family friend or something. But he never got to be with him as his, father son. And so it's like he had this. Was that a cat? I don't know what that was, but you heard that. So yeah, it's like, like me and Eddie Vedder, it's like I could tell him about like my story about, being a kid going to the adoption agency. And because before my parents adopted me, they were my foster parents. So they got me when I was a month old. They didn't adopt me till I was 5. And I used to go to the adoption agency and I would hear my name over the loudspeaker, my previous last name, because that was my name at the time. And I would go to a playroom and there would be this tall man, but of course he was tall because I was like 1 or something. But it was confirmed to me later on that yes, he was actually tall. I didn't end up tall because apparently my mother was short. And so I ended up kind of regular-ish, kind of medium. For some people, if I was an athlete, I'd be a little guy, 5'8"-ish 9, in case you were wondering. So if you ever meet me, it's like, I have a former friend who I've only seen him twice in person in the last couple of years, last 20 something years. And every time I've seen him, so I saw him in 95 and I saw him in 2011. He's like, hey, I forgot how short you were. And of course he's like an inch and a half or 2, whatever, taller than me. I think he does that because it's like I'm better looking than him or something, something. Because that's what assholes do. They try to find a way to, people with personality issues. But yeah, it's not like I'm a dwarf. I mean, any case, I digress. But so I'd be there with this visitation with this man who I called Mr. David. There's the name. That was my original name, Sam David. Not Sammy Davis. Very talented cat. But Sammy David. And there I was with him, the playhouse thing, whatever, in the room. And he would give me a brown paper bag with mixed fruit. Okay. I remember, I unfortunately have a very good memory. Years and years go by. I was getting ready for my first real job, it's around Easter Sunday, 1997. I'm cooking my eggs and my mother's sitting in the kitchen. I said, because I'd wondered for the longest time. I mean, this was like 1979 or I don't know, some 1980. I'm like, whatever, something like that, like a long time ago. And I'd wondered, who was that guy, Mr. David, that would play with me? Who's like, he looked like a light-skinned black guy with an afro, right? Because I'm biracial, but I don't know my racial background because my adoption's closed. Maybe someday I'll do 23andMe and I'll find certain things out, but can't afford that and I don't know. So it's like, but my mother was like, white or whatever the hell she was, and Jewish, so whatever. And then I was adopted by Jewish people, the fucking thing, right? Blah, 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 blah. And so anyway, but it's like, but yeah, I would hang out with him. I remember this. I said to, my mother, the only mother I've ever known, like met. I said, that man that I used to see in the adoption agency, Mr. David, was that my father? It's like, yes, it was your father. It's like, yeah, he used to give me a brown paper bag filled with mixers. Oh my God. I can't believe you remember that. I did. It was memorable. I mean, it's like I remember things that I don't want to remember. And that's kind of one of those that I'm glad I remember, but it's like, but imagine that. At some point, this guy was going to see his son with this visitation. He couldn't, he could have like stolen me. He could have like kidnapped me. Years later, I was kidnapped, but it was kind of like in a fun way, not in a bad way. But that's for another story. That's another story. Like, but yeah, it was like there he is, like meeting with his son, and then there was one day where it was like he didn't see me anymore. He's never seen me since, unless somehow in some way he's been watching from afar. I don't know. So it's like if somehow, someday, some way, some kind of like melody with the words indirectly directly comes, it'll turn into a song. But I've written a bunch of songs about different things that are like related, partially related, completely related, or not related to anything I've experienced, but nothing like related to that. But Eddie did it with his kind of like, oh shit, like kind of family situation thing. In elementary school, I got a it's like blocked. It's blocked out. How appropriately it's blocked by a heart. Oh, I remember in elementary school, just type something so it moves. Let me see if this works. No. Well, damn you. Damn you. I can't see. I can't see the rest of what you typed. Once it would call me short. Yeah. I remember going to the pediatrician and hearing one of the kids say to his mom, "It's like that kid's got a mustache," because it's like I developed quickly in terms of like I think the testosterone got. I didn't have trouble with getting to puberty. You know. Do I have it nearby me? No, it's like it's around here. I do have like a seventh or eighth grade like picture, and like I should have like next time or whatever. It's like, see that there's me. But yeah, it's funny. I remember going to the pediatrician. And it was like I was curious. I asked. I was curious. It was like, so how tall am I going to be? Based on the consistency of like the height kind of growth. And he says, or you'll be at least 5'11". Based on like the progress of my growth, and it's like no, barefoot 5'8" and a quarter, 5'8" and a half, or whatever. It's like, but uh, Bill Maher was interviewing Lars Ulrich from Metallica, who I've known for in various times. It's like he said it aloud that he's 5'6", and they go to sit down for the interview, and he's like, because Bill Maher is not a tall guy. And so he probably has a thing about wondering, and because maybe he noticed that Lars was shorter than him, and he's like, "How tall are you?" And Lars goes, "Well, on my driver's license, it says 5'8". So, and I remember seeing a thing where he was like talking about in the LA scene, giving shit to the Motley Crue guys because he was a metal guy, and they were like, glam guys. He's like, yeah, we do. And then there was, running 5'6" with like, Nikki Sixx with his platforms, and like whatever height he is. Should I sing the song still? I'll ask your dad. I'll ask about your dad. Other. I can't see the rest of it again. Because I actually want to know what you're sharing with me. Type something else so I can see that. As we keep going here, it's just like we're getting on an old school end of like, well, no, we're not. Because like old school, I was going to 2 hours. Oh, I'll ask about your dad slash other stuff like that later. Well, that'd be maybe more appropriate through an email, like because that guy, the one I was just talking about, I don't know anything. All I know is what I know of that. So with the stuff I was talking about with my family and the disconnect XYZ, yes, at times I was like, you know, out there are people that are biologically, genetically linked to me. I should make an effort to try to find them because they're not trying to find me because this shit ain't working with this. No guarantees with these long lost people it'll be better, but hey, you never know. You got to try. But then it's like what happens is for certain adoptions, blah blah blah, they're closed. Maybe I've been lied to, I don't know, but they're closed where it's like, they don't want it's done. They don't no contact and any of that kind of whatever stuff. Some people, if they're from a different time range or whatever it is, they're. But I've like asked her, and I've tried to kind of look a little bit, but it's kind of like it's an overwhelming kind of thing because it's almost like it's like somebody else's life. Because I have a brother and sister too. That when my mother told me that, that yes, that is your father, and she goes, and you have a brother and sister, and I'm like, huh? Because I'd known forever that I was adopted, and I had a feeling that guy was my father, and it was just confirmed. I had no idea that I had a brother and sister. No idea. And she even told me their name. I think it was Alex and Susan. I think she said, which is my mother's name, I think. If that was the name she said, I can't remember everything. But I was like, oh shit. And it's like out there, wherever, who the fuck knows? I have no idea. Yeah. So you just learned some things. I've shared some of that stuff, but it's like I put so much shit out. It's like, not everyone can see every goddamn thing that I posted or like put the time in to try to learn, and it's like, come on. All right, let me sing this damn song. It's like it's like my stomach has cooperated and not tortured me, and now I'm actually feeling hungry. I thought to myself, it's like, because in life you need to, reconfigure things and be like, I've still got some food and stuff, and I've got enough for like the next order. I think I'm gonna go on a mini cut until some people like figure some shit out and like help me out and like take care of certain obligations or like do the helpful right thing. Yeah, it's like it's like I'm not fat, but it's like I can lean out a little bit more. So today I did the classic 3 meals. Yesterday was 4. If everything's normally going whatever, usually on training days, I don't eat that much, oddly enough. I'm on regular days, it's like 5 feedings. And today was like, I was going to actually fast. And then I was like, I want to exercise and I don't want to feel miserable. Let's ease into maybe doing some of that again. Because if we fast doing this, it's like, it's fuck that. It's like, come on, don't be dumb. All right. So here's the song that you begged me to sing, and I'm doing it for you. And if anyone else pops in, it'll be for them too. Whoops. I may have sung this before. I can't recall. I may have a really good memory. I can't remember everything. What do you want from me? I can't. I can't. Okay. I don't know about this version. There's Jeopardy. Hey, it's Luis Guzman, the ubiquitous veteran Latin actor. Oh no, I don't like that. Oh, I'm very, very sorry. No, I don't like that. Oh. Hold on. Why are they doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? I think it's lovely. Just bear with me. Why do these versions suck like this? You know what? I'm gonna do this one instead. Same title, different song. I loved singing this song back in the day. Let's get a little pop metal. Got a picture of the house. Wait, hold on. Sorry. I didn't rehearse this. It's been a while since I sung this and I fucked it up. And since I haven't done that where I've had to start and stop, but this one I'm going to do that. So just give me some. Okay. Got a picture of your house and you're standing by the door. It's black and white and faded and it's looking pretty warm. I see the fracture that I worked, silhouetted in the back. The memories are great, but man, they're really coming back. I don't need to be the king of the world, as long as I'm the hero of this little girl. Heaven isn't too far away, closer to it every day. No matter what your friends might say, how I love the way you move and the sparkle in your eyes. There's a color deep inside the light, the blue suburban skies. When I come home late at night and you're in bed asleep, I'll wrap my arms around you so I can feel you breathe. I don't need to be a Superman, as long as you will always be my biggest fan. Heaven isn't too far away, closer to it every day. No matter what your friends might say, we'll find our way. Yeah. Now the lights have gone out along the boulevard. Memories come rushing back and it makes it pretty hard. Well, I got nowhere left to go. No one really cares. I don't know what to do, but I'm never giving up on you. Closer to it every day. No matter what So inside, I know we're gonna find a way. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's not too far away. Uh-huh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. I haven't sung that in like a long time. Like maybe 15, 20, whatever. I don't know how many years. And let's just say 30 whatever years ago. Because I knew that I felt good and I could sing it pretty good. I would sing it. I had an ex-girlfriend that got me I think it was metal ballads or whatever. And that was one of them on there. I can't remember all of them, but it's like I had the Skid Row song. Woke up to the sound of pouring rain. I'll save that for someone. I remember you. And a bunch of other songs that I remember and don't remember and I won't mention and whatever. Hey. Yeah. Message retracted. Uh-oh. You thought different. I've done that before where I'm like, this person didn't see that, or I'm not sure about that, or my grammar sucked and I can't edit it, so it's getting out of here. And speaking of getting out of here, let me get out of here. So in the event, just for customary reasons, I'm gonna put this here, even though you're already a part of the team. Hey, I'm thinking like I'm gonna go along the lines of on Fridays I'm gonna post on Patreon. Every Friday I'm gonna post on Patreon, so long as I have something to post and I'm in the condition to post, and I'm with us. But that's how I'm looking at it, because the other person who's the patron, it seems like that's when they have their time to sort of like Friday afternoon, because they thumbed up a number of my posts, and I posted my last thing on Patreon on Wednesday, and then it was on Friday that I saw, oh look, you got good liked, and so okay, I think this might be good for them. So if it's good for one person, maybe it'll be good for other people. I don't know. You just do it, right? So just put the ending thing in here. Oh, and I know this is late in this, but did you have Cambodian? Because it's late, but I'm not going to break the streak. The last two I asked, and it's like, did you have Cambodian today? Food. Did you hear me? I'm gonna wait for your reply. I wore it going this way because last week I wore the other flat cap like this the other way, and it kept moving around, and I, on the playback, I noticed I kept adjusting it. I was like, that's annoying to look at. Let's hit that. Whoa. Sure. I had Zot and what the fuck is donut? What the fuck is that? What is that? What is that? Can I get some more clarification? Zot and donut. Is that the name of a place? Or is that some fucking exotic food I don't know about? What's the 411? You'll see. No, pizza. That's what that is. Was it good, or was it like, it was pizza, so, as long as it don't make me puke, it's pretty good. Which was it? I haven't had pizza, not that you've asked, and I've said this before, and I can't assume you remember. I haven't had pizza since right around when I moved here, which was the end of June or beginning of July, whatever, in 2021. That was the last time I had pizza. Yep. It's like, yeah, pizza like sex. Yeah. I mean, but then again, it's like, I mean, it's bad sex if you get injured. It's bad pizza if it makes you sick. And so it's like, you could go along with that most of the time. It kind of sounds about right, but then when you think about it, actually, yeah. So your battery's low. I'm hungry. I've gotten tired of these lights, et cetera, et cetera. I'm gonna refer back to the pieces of peace. Wait, matter of fact, I'm gonna do it again. No, no, no. Sorry. It's like what was it? New Year's Eve? Would that happen? And then you left me with some psycho who was like, "Oh, he's gone. I'm just gonna abuse him, and I'm gonna piss him off, so he can go into the end of the year and have to get on the phone and go off and curse about, like, dealing with this shit." That's what happened, by the way. I don't know if you know that. You were there for a little bit of it. P and P. Okay. I've had enough. And so is your mobile device. Till next time. Thank you.